Welcome, everybody. We're going to be starting in just a few moments. Thank you for joining us tonight. And actually, as everybody starts to enter, if you want to go ahead and use your chat feature and just say your name and where you're from. Hi, Seth from Springfield. I'm great. Thank you. How are you? Hi, Ella. Hi, Ethan. Welcome, Jaden. Hello, Ava from Glasgow. Welcome, Alexandra from Campbell County. Sarah from Elizabethtown, hello. Hi, Madeline. Welcome. All right. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to launch a quick poll for everybody. It's just 3 quick little questions, just so we can kind of get an understanding of where everyone is and maybe who's joining us. You might be a student still in high school, ready to apply this year. Maybe you're a parent guardian. So if that pops up for you, go ahead and answer. Thank you. Second question you'll see is maybe there's a specific art form like musical theater, because that's what we're discussing tonight, that you may be interested in. But if there is another art form that you may be interested in, by all means, feel free to select that as well. Drama, vocal music, yes, those go hand in hand. And the third question is, have you attended a GSA 101 webinar, which is another webinar that we do in this series, where we break down the summer program a bit more in depth and cover the application process a bit more. Looks like we've got a few more people finishing that up. Awesome. Looks like everybody answered. Let me go ahead and share these with you all. All right. So it looks like we've got a mix for the majority. We've got some students in here, but we do have a few parent guardians. Thank you. Welcome. Looks like everybody is interested in musical theater. Yay! But also have some interested in design and drama, visual art, vocal music. Awesome. And looks like we have almost a split down the middle as far as if you've attended a GSA 101 webinar or not. So thank you if you did join us for one of those. And if you haven't, we will go over the timeline coming up because we do have 2 more GSA 101s if you want to attend one of those in the upcoming weeks. All right, let me stop sharing these results. So I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Dean Allen Muir, and I am the Alumni Coordinator here at GSA. I am also a proud 2005 musical theater alum. So I'm very excited to be joining this webinar. And I'll actually go ahead and turn it over to our very special, lovely guest tonight, Donna Richards.
Yes, my name is Donna Richards. I am the chair of the musical theater discipline. I'm also the choreographer and dance instructor for the program, along with my 2 other colleagues, one who does musical arrangement and is the music director for the program, and then voice teacher, and the other one is voice and drama processing. So
Thank you. All right. So you should know by now that tonight you're joining us to specifically talk about musical theater here at GSA. So we're going to go through a quick PowerPoint, just kind of covering our application timeline, give a shorter overview of the program, and then we'll go through the applicant guide, which breaks down exactly what you need to know for applying for musical theater and what the criteria is, any tips that the faculty may have. And then we will have time at the end of all of that for a question and answer session. You will notice there's a button in your Zoom screen that says Q&A. So throughout the process, at any time, if you have a question, feel free to enter it in that box there, and we will answer those at the very end of the webinar. All right, go ahead and get started here. All right. Great. So as I mentioned, this webinar tonight is a part of our larger webinar series. So you'll see that we've already done 2 of our GSA 101 webinars. We have 2 more coming up on November 13th and December 6th. You'll also see that our application portal has been open since October 5th. So we've got a bunch of goodies on the website, including the applicant guides that we're going to walk through. And there's actually a walkthrough video for the application process that you may want to check out as well. If you are interested in applying for any other art forms, we do have a few of the other art form specific webinars coming up in October, and we have a few going over into November as well. We hope that you'll take advantage of these resources. We work really hard to put them together, but it's mainly for the fact that we want to ensure that you have as many opportunities and resources as you're applying for this process and going throughout this whole application process. And feel free at any time to connect with the GSA team. On this next slide here, I will show you, this is our contact information here at the GSA office. So these webinars aren't the only way to get a hold of us. You'll see our phone number is at the top there. We're typically here Monday through Friday, anywhere from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or you can email us at gsainfo@kentuckyperformingarts.org. We're also really active on our Facebook pages and our Instagram pages, so you can always check those out. And just remember, like, not only is it our job here at GSA, but we really genuinely love to empower young artists and help you find your way and answer any questions you may have. There are no scary adults here at GSA. We all love the program, we love the arts, and we love helping you find your way. So feel free to reach out to us by any means that you see listed here. All right, so just to quickly cover the GSA summer program real quick. So GSA is a 3-week residential summer program, and it takes place on a college campus. We've been at University of Kentucky for a while, and we're going to be there this coming summer as well. Students attend GSA for one of 9 art forms, and the program is completely tuition-free to the students. Students are immersed in an intense, challenging, and exhilarating learning environment in one of the 9 art forms. And while each student focuses on the one art form they are attending for GSA, there are a lot of interdisciplinary collaboration opportunities, which is a major component of the program, meaning students are also exposed to and engage with art forms other than their own. We expect to take approximately 512 students each session. Thanks to some supplemental funding we still have provided by the Kentucky Department of Education, we're still able to do 2 summer sessions. So very exciting time for GSA. It means we can share it with more of you. So definitely apply because we have more spots than ever. All right, so a few items of note. Students must be currently a sophomore or junior in high school to apply. Here at GSA, we do not ask you for your GPA, SAT, ACT scores during the process. You can apply for up to 2 art forms. And those students that may be on free or reduced lunch can have the application fee completely waived with the click of a button, no questions asked. Otherwise, it is a $35 application fee if you're applying for 1 art form. If you do decide to apply for 2 art forms, it is an additional $15 fee on top of that $35 fee to apply for 2. All right. And while we are thrilled to speak with you about musical theater today, and we're confident today's session will be helpful, remember that today's virtual information will be 100% comprehensive, and there's some, or excuse me, will not be 100% comprehensive. And there are some other very important resources that you should utilize to learn more and all about the program, the application, all of which are available on our website, www.kentuckygsa.org. And be sure to read the applicant guide. Like I said, we're going to go over that tonight, but definitely take the time to go on the website, check it out, really dive into it. And yeah, move right along. And of course, this is our GSA 2024 timeline. So the GSA 2024 application is due by end of day January 14th, 2024. Please make a note that this is a Sunday and the GSA offices are not staffed on the weekends. So if you have any questions, anything at all, the last day that will be here is Friday, January 12th. And we please, we ask you and we remind you, do not wait until the last minute to upload your application if at all possible. The application system will inherently run slowly as more people submit their application as it gets closer to the final day or two. So do yourself a favor and get your application in nice and early. We recommend completing your application at least 1 week in advance of the January 14th deadline. On February 16th is when students will learn if they've advanced to the second and final round. And that's about a month before our final round auditions and reviews take place. Those are kind of a hybrid format. Some of the art forms take place in person in Lexington at University of Kentucky, and some of those art forms will take place virtually. And all that information, of course, comes with the announcement of the final round finalists. And full details are also broken down in each applicant guide about each of the art forms final round auditions. And then, of course, the moment that everyone will be waiting for, on April 12th, we will announce the accepted and alternate students for GSA 2024. And then the dates of our sessions taking place this year, session 1 will take place from June 9th to June 29th. And session 2 will take place from July 7th to July 27th. All students will attend one of the 2 sessions listed above. Students are assigned which session they attend and will learn which session they've been accepted to along with the class announcement. Though most art forms take place in both sessions, design is only held in session 1 and dance is only held in session 2. All right, and that is the end of our slideshow. So let me stop sharing this for a moment. Now we're gonna jump on over to that applicant guideline we've been talking about. All right. Could you just mention in the chat real quick if you can see the applicant guide, all right, everyone? Thank you. Appreciate it, Ella. All righty. So this is the GSA 2024 applicant guide for musical theater. We're going to go through this and answer any questions you may have. Like I said, if anything pops up, feel free to use that Q&A feature. So let's start right here with the program description. At GSA, musical theater students study dancing, acting, and singing with GSA faculty and visiting artists. The musical theater program is designed to provide students with intensive study in stage movement, jazz and tap dance, voice for sung and spoken text, energy work for relaxation and physical awareness, scene study and monologue work, script and character analysis, an overview of musical theater history, research, and criticism of selected works from the musical theater lexicon, and audition preparation. Students present a staged performance of solo and ensemble work on the final day of the program. And side note, personally, it's really, really fun. All right, Donna, is there anything extra you want to add to the program description there?
No, it's just a Sharon, who directs the final day presentation, has a really magical way of weaving material from all different plays and musicals and weaving it together in a storyline format. So that's how we work.
Love it. Thank you. All right. So this is the really important fun stuff, right? So the next section here talks about the preliminary round application requirements. So this is all of the things that you'll be uploading to Accepted way before the January 14th deadline, right? We're gonna have it in like at least a week or two early. But as we said, the hard deadline is January 14th. And in the preliminary round, you'll submit the following: 2 recommendation forms, a personal short essay, a personal question video, art form specific questions, and monologue and song videos. For musical theater, it'll be 1 monologue and 2 songs for a total of 3 videos. All right. So recommendation forms. So you, the student, you will identify 2 people who will complete recommendation forms in support of your GSA application. And each person will complete the same form separately. Note here, previous GSA application cycles have required recommendations from a teacher and a school administrator. The recommendation guidelines have changed in recent years to broaden the scope of who may complete these forms. So we're going to review these new guidelines below. The recommendation form includes questions about your artistic abilities and potential, how you contribute to your learning environment, community, and your overall fit for GSA. If you can select 2 recommenders who can speak to your artistic abilities, we encourage you to do so. However, we understand that not every applicant will have 1 or 2 recommenders who have experienced the student's artistry. In this case, select recommenders who can speak to your character, accountability, and/or work ethic. Recommenders can be teachers from inside or outside of your school and in any subject, school administrators like a guidance counselor, mentors, or other people involved in your personal or artistic development, such as a coach, youth minister, or staff at an organization for which you volunteer. You will enter the names and email addresses of each recommender in your online application, and those individuals will receive emails instructing them on how to complete the recommendation form, which will only take about 5 minutes. Before submitting your recommender's information, we strongly encourage the following. First, inform them that you are applying for GSA and you would like to list them as a recommender. Tell them they will complete a short form via email and that their responses are confidential. You will not have access to them. Ask if they have any questions about GSA and/or your desire to apply. Second, confirm what email address you should list for them. Double check that you have the correct spelling. And then, of course, submit your recommender's information as soon as possible so they have plenty of time to complete the forms prior to January 14th. And after you've submitted that information, we strongly recommend these 2 things. Tell your recommender to check their email. The email will come from donot.reply@getaccepted.com. It'll be titled Documentation Request from your name for Kentucky Governor's School for the Arts. Then ask them to confirm with you when they have submitted the form. Then, of course, thank them. Tell them thank you. If they have not received the form, ask them to check their junk folder and ensure you have entered their email address correctly in the application. Contact us here at GSA if you need to correct an email address. Once you submit your recommender's information, you will have a click back into your profile to access the remainder of the application. Accepted will refer to the next section as Application Part 2. And then we have just a little bit of additional information about those recommendations. No letters of recommendation are needed, nor should you submit any. Recommenders simply need to complete the form that they receive via email. Applicants are not able to review the contents of their recommendation. Applicants' parents and immediate family may not fill out their recommendation form. While we encourage you to secure the best recommenders possible within the guidelines listed, know that we rely on your personal application materials, your essays, your artistic work, your videos, as the primary tools to assess your fit here at GSA. Recommenders have the option to choose unknown if they are not aware of the answer to a question, and this will not be held against you as an applicant. And if you are applying for 2 art forms and using the same recommenders, they must complete 2 forms, 1 for each art form, even if their answers are identical. So just to reiterate, if you're applying for 2 art forms, you can use the same recommender, but they will have to do it twice. All right. And then Donna, would you be able to share with us as like a panelist what you're looking for from those recommenders?
Just in general, speaking to how they've worked with you, in what, let's say, I've directed Susan in 3 productions, speaking to what your work ethic was, how you respond to being critiqued, just in general, how do you work as an artist? Who are you as a person, and how do you relate to your art form, and how you take instruction and or direction to create a better artist?
Thank you. All right. So the next one on here is the personal short essay. So you'll see here, provide the answer to the following question in essay form. How can, why should the art form you are applying in be of importance to your community or society as a whole? Provide an answer that is specific to the art form you are applying for. Some tips here: be open, honest, and authentic in your response. Let us learn something about you. You'll upload this essay response as a document file. Type out the question at the top of your response so the question and answer are both in the document. The question restatement does not count toward the word count limit. And when uploading your essay, title the file Personal Short Essay. And of course, on that one, it is a 250 word max. Then the personal question video, 90-second maximum. Why is the art form you are applying in important to you? What are your goals for yourself as an artist in this art form? Provide an answer that is specific to the art form you are applying for. Again, be open, honest, authentic. While you're encouraged to prepare your thoughts before shooting the video, and you may consult notes as you speak, please do not just read off of a transcript. We want to get a sense of your personality. So, you have the moment to look at your notes and whatnot, but find those moments where you can talk to the camera as if you're having a conversation, as if you were sitting in the room with that person. Again, it's really a chance for you to invite the person you're speaking to learn something more about you and the type of artist you are. You'll begin your video by stating, "Hello, my name is Dean Allen Muir." Of course, your name. You'll record your answer in an interior space that is free from interruptions and noise. Do not edit or splice your video, and you do not need to include an introductory frame or any effects such as fades. Shoot straight on, leaving the camera in one location. Review the video to ensure you can be seen and heard, and ensure the video plays all the way to the end. When uploading your personal question video, title the file Personal Question Video. Do you have any extra tips other than the ones we shared there, Donna, about anything with the personal short essay or the personal question video?
No, just that we want to know who you are as an artist. There is no right or wrong answer to these questions. Notice that the 2 questions are different. So we expect 2 different answers. And yeah, you can have notes and prepare your thoughts, but just talk to us. That's what we want to see.
Thank you. All right, then of course, there's also some art form specific questions. Excuse me. Applicants will be asked questions about their specific interest in their art form and their level of access to training, classes, lessons in their art form. Applicants can review the specific questions for their art form once they have submitted their recommender information. Again, there are no right or wrong answers for these questions, nor are we looking for one profile of a student over another. Rather, we ask these questions to understand the applicant in the fullest context possible. And then, of course, the really fun part of the audition and application process, right? The monologue and song videos. So as a reminder, you'll begin all your videos by stating, hello, my name is, first and last name, then clearly state your monologue. So the character and the title of the play. For example, my name is Dean Allen Muir, and I will be performing Romeo's monologue from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Or, of course, you'd say the title of your song, what show it's from, same slate, right? So for your monologue video, after your introduction, you'll transition into your monologue performance. Some notes for your monologue. It should not exceed 60 seconds. It's okay if your introduction makes the video last a couple of seconds longer than 1 minute. Your monologue must be memorized. It should be from a scripted contemporary play, so no period pieces or Shakespeare, please. I chose a terrible example. It was just what popped in my head, and not a musical theater work. All right. It needs to be suitable for family viewing. It should be from a character relatively close to your age or similar to your life experience. Make sure that it's not a portrayal of a character of middle or advanced age or a character speaking with a dialect. We suggest you not select a monologue that focuses on a life experience you cannot relate to honestly. Your monologue should not rely on props, costumes, makeup, or any other technical elements. A simple straight chair can be used if needed, but is not recommended. And of course, your monologue can portray a character of any gender identity as long as the guidelines above are followed. So just make sure it's memorized, suitable for family viewing, close to your age or similar life experience, and not prompts. Some tips here, avoid using monologues from the following works that are generally considered to be overdone in auditions. Promedy, Butterflies Are Free, Our Town, Quilters, The Fantastics, The Star-Spangled Girl, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and The Diary of Anne Frank. Song videos. So you'll have 2 videos, each with an introduction, a different song, and each 60 seconds max. So after your introduction, transition into your song performance. Perform at least 21 bars of each song, but do not exceed 32 bars. Each selection must be a complete musical thought. Long verses or repeated choruses are not recommended. Your 2 songs must be memorized, need to be suitable for family viewing, should come from musical theater works, and should not be from the same musical. One must be a ballad, and one must be an up-tempo, each from a different era. So one song should come from a contemporary musical, meaning 1970 or later, A Little Night Music, Song and Dance, Little Shop of Horrors, Secret Garden, just a few examples, not recommendations. Avoid songs from Broadway musicals that have been written, premiered in the past 2 years, excluding revivals, as these are often overdone. So, you know, I don't know, maybe not Hamilton. That's really popular still, but one song should come from a standard musical written before 1970s. Examples being Guys and Dolls, South Pacific, Oklahoma, Bye Bye Birdie. Again, those are just a few examples, not recommendations. And it does not matter which era is an up-tempo and which era or which song is a ballad. So just make sure that you have one song from 1970 or later and one song from before 1970. A note on the song accompaniment. Record your song videos with live piano accompaniment if possible. If it is not possible to work with a live accompanist, you may use pre-recorded piano accompaniment. No synthesized orchestra tracks, please. No self-accompanying, and no singing a cappella, which means without accompaniment or no music. Although singing a cappella should be a very, very, very last resort. Consider if you can ask a pianist to record an audio track for you to sing along to in your video. If you don't have access to this or know anyone who may play the piano, ask for suggestions from teachers, houses of worship, arts and culture organizations, maybe some family and friends in your community, or even reach out to us here at GSA. We'll try to see if we can connect you with somebody, maybe in your area or something. We've got a lot of alum and connections all over. You can also research programs that provide pre-recorded accompaniment, such as Accompanist and Acapella Maker. A few more notes, additional video requirements. Make sure you record in an interior space that is free from interruptions, background noise. Ensure you can be seen and heard as best as possible in the recording. Make sure the volume of the accompaniment does not overpower or obscure the sound of the voice, but rather supports it. After uploading, ensure that the video image is upright, so not sideways, and that the recording plays all the way through to the end. In the description text box beneath each video upload, please type out your name and either the character name / play title for your monologue or the song title and show it's from. So John Smith, character name, play title, John Smith, song title, musical it's from. And again, videos should not be from a performance or competition. So not a video from a vocal recital, a forensics competition, a show you were in, anything like that. It's an audition video, doing your pieces. Make sure you don't have, a plain wall behind you is what you want, nothing busy in the background. Any extra tips you may want to share for the monologues and monologues and songs?
No, I think the description is pretty straightforward. Make sure that you show off your vocal range in the music in the songs that you choose to sing, but don't show off what you don't have. So, that's not an issue for us. And monologues, I know for you guys at this age, it's really hard to find monologues that are age appropriate. In that, how many monologues are there written for 16 and 17-year-olds? Not that many, but most of you could probably play upper 20s with no problem. So as long as you can really relate to the material, what we're looking for is not a overproduced, planned out audition of a song and monologue. We want your honest interpretation of that monologue and the song.
And I know for me from a performer standpoint, pick something that you enjoy to do. Something
Yes.
that's fun, that you connect with it and you have fun doing it. You feel like you're telling a story, you're trying, it's so exciting to do, and you just get that extra bit of energy. Because if you're having fun with it, that's going to come through in your video. All right. Then, so in the applicant guide here, the next portion does cover those final round requirements. So again, some applicants will be invited to participate in the final round of GSA auditions and reviews, which will consist of the elements described below. All applicants will be notified on February 16th of whether they are invited to the final round. The final round auditions and reviews for musical theater on March 15th and 16th will be in person at the University of Kentucky in Lexington. The final round for musical theater will include a pre-audition questionnaire, a monologue and song performance, and a group audition, which includes a short movement exercise and interview. So again, once you find out if you are a finalist, those who advance to the final round will be forwarded to a new section of their application and accepted called Application Part 3. This new part of the application will include a short questionnaire. It may cover a range of topics, including your previous experience in your art form, your favorite artists, and or your college and career goals. The questionnaire is not a quiz and it is not scored, but it's another way for adjudicators to get to know you. The questionnaire may be used to customize questions in your interview. The monologue and song performance, which again is in person March 15th and 16th, you will perform the same monologue and adjudicators will select one of your two songs you presented in the preliminary round. The adjudicators will ask you to sing a 21 to 32 bar selection of the song they select, but may ask to hear part of the other song as well. However, be prepared to sing the complete song if requested. Even though these will be the same selections you performed in the preliminary round, please introduce yourself, your monologue, and your songs at the top of your audition. At the final round audition, an accompanist will be provided. You must use the provided accompanist, and you must provide a copy of the music with clear piano accompaniment and in the correct key for the accompanist. Pre-recorded accompaniment will, and accompanying oneself is not allowed. All audition music must be two-sided copies, 3-hole punched, and placed in a 3-ring binder. Make sure that the entire accompaniment is clearly copied to the page and all cuts are clearly marked. Music may be placed in non-glare protective sleeves if you choose. When giving your music to the accompanist at the audition, provide them with the direction on your desired tempo and make them aware of any cuts, added markings, any other notes in the music. Finalists will receive the time and date for the monologue and song performance, which will be sent through Accepted's messaging system. And of course, there'll be a group audition there. After performing your monologue and songs, you will participate in a group dance audition, which will be a short movement exercise. Musical theater finalists will receive a video teaching the choreography for the short movement exercise approximately 10 days before the audition via accepted messaging. There will also be a short interview with the adjudicators. The musical theater final round will be recorded for use by the faculty in the final selection process only and will not be reproduced for other viewing. All right. And then, of course, the criteria of what the adjudicators are looking for, right? So the work of each student will be given an objective review by the adjudicators as to how they fulfill each of the following criteria. So we have vocal health and range. An ideal candidate sings and talks with flow and control of breath and with relaxed larynx and physical stance. Tone is resonant, balanced, and the voice moves smoothly from register to register. Connection of voice and text. An ideal applicant articulates clearly and changes vocal quality in response to the text, mood, and musical transitions. They utilize these techniques to inform character development, story arc, etc. Text script analysis and truthfulness to character. An ideal applicant performs with an understanding of and commitment to the goal of their character, truthfully demonstrating the arc of the monologue or song. Vocal choices are connected to the use of action, movement, all of which are specific, intentional, and reinforce the character's objective. Dedication to art form, growth, and community. An ideal applicant demonstrates a commitment to and passion for their art form, as well as a desire and ability to grow as an artist. The applicant can thoughtfully and authentically explain why they want to attend GSA and how they are uniquely qualified to contribute to a robust, diverse community of artists. And of course, for final round only, musical theater dance concepts and techniques are taken into consideration, in which an ideal applicant replicates choreography with body alignment and sustained energy. They also express characterization with their body movement, moving in synchronization with others while demonstrating spatial awareness with physical expressiveness. Any special notes on that criteria? I feel like it's really well explained and written
No,
out.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Right. And of course, tips. So these are tips, not these are tips, are suggestions. They are not eligibility requirements for admittance to GSA. So some tips that we found help people who would like to apply for musical theater over the years: choose music that best highlights the strengths of your voice. So, remember Donna was saying, don't be showing off what you don't have. Like what feels good and what do you know is like, oh, that's my money note, or oh, I sound really good there. Highlight that. When choosing your songs, try to find songs that provide contrast in rhythm, style, characterization, and approach. You've got 2 different songs, right? So take that opportunity to tell 2 different stories. Be sure to understand the context of your songs. Understand the words and range of emotion needed for the characters of your song. Select a monologue that is age appropriate from a full-length contemporary play, and most importantly, one which provides you with a sense of connection to the material. Be sure to read the entire play, not just your selected monologue, and develop your intellectual understanding of the words, syntax, and meaning of your monologue. That's a really important one there. You know, you read the entire play and you really do understand this one monologue, this one moment, this one story you're telling. How does that tie into the overall goal of this character? What is that motivation there? Memorize accurately and thoroughly. Rehearse the monologue and songs until you feel absolutely confident to perform them easily. Develop your physical and facial expressiveness as a reflection of the character as well as speaking voice. Pay close attention to the adjudication criteria. While GSA students are accepted based on their holistic identity as a young artist, the criteria are the foundation of how your materials are being scored. Remember, the adjudicators are very excited to see your work and they want you to do well. We know it takes hard work to submit this application and that it can be scary to put yourself out there, so to speak. We have faith in you, so put your best foot forward and don't be afraid to show us the wonderful artist that you are. You prove a level of dedication just by submitting your application, and you should be proud of yourself. Of course, application deadlines we went over. So January 14th is that hard deadline of submitting your application. February 16th is when we'll announce who the finalists are. March 15th and 16th are when the final round auditions will take place for some art forms, including musical theater in Lexington. And then, of course, April 12th is when we'll find out. I like to point this out on the applicant guide. So accepted, and that's not a typo, there's just not an E in it. That's the platform that you use to submit your application. If you run into any technical problems on that website, this is the contact information for them. So if you have trouble with, say, I don't know, you're having trouble logging in or password issues or anything like that, that would be something that you would contact them for. Now, if you have any questions about the content or requirements of the application, of course, give us a ring here at GSA. And again, our office hours are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Our info box, our email, gsainfo@kentuckyperformingarts.org. And of course, our phone number, 502-566-5192. Yeah, so, so Donna, if you could offer 1 to 3 big picture tips and takeaway for the applicants tonight, what do you think those would be?
The most important thing to us as adjudicators is be authentic, be truthful in your artistic work, and just be you. Be the very best you that you know how to be. That is what we're looking for. We're not looking for types. We're not casting a play. We're not casting a musical. We aren't looking for any of those things. What we want is who you are as an artist, showing authentic work, so that then when we select those that come to the program, we can build a cohesive working ensemble. And that's what we're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so let's hop on over now. I'm going to stop sharing here and let's see. I know we've got a few questions in here. All right, so the first question is, will the end performance be one whole musical or will it have different music pieces / acting pieces from multiple shows? So we did kind of answer that already. So as a reminder, yeah, so it's a collaboration. So there's solos, there's group numbers, there's some scenes. It kind of varies depending on the talent you have that year.
Yeah, it varies from year to year, but it will be based off of what our main goal with the program is, to create the best audition package for you to use for college and conservatory applications, or for auditioning in your local community for community theater, or say like you're from the Louisville area and you want to audition for stage 1, or you want to audition for actors theater. You would have your audition materials ready. What we do is we pick from different musicals, ensemble work, and then weave that into however Sharon devises the program based on the material you've been given for your audition package. So everybody does either a solo song or a monologue.
Thank you. Will the judges for the preliminaries and the final round be the same people?
Yes, they will. So there's two of us on the adjudication panel. We watch all the accepted videos and read the applications. We make our recommendation for finalists, and then we will be who you will see in Lexington.
Thank you. Let's see. On the application guide for the monologue, one of the shows you tell us not to do is You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown for being overdone. However, that would be against the rules anyway because it is a musical. So if exceptions like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown could be made, could another exception like the SpongeBob musical be used for a monologue? I wonder if that's a typo on the...
So basically what it is that we compile our list, and when we are selecting for audition packages for those people who attend GSA, we have combed through many application requirements from different colleges, conservatories all over the United States. That was just a basic list of things that they see that is overdone. Okay, so songs from A Good Man, Charlie Brown are overdone. Monologues from Owltown are overdone. They have specific things that when you apply to them, they ask you not to do. And so what we've done is tried to make sure that you're made somewhat aware of that prior to doing a live audition for us. And then we create a package to make sure that we don't use any of that material.
And thank you for asking that question, by the way. Thank you to everyone. And specifically on that question, I have made a note though, because I do see how in the guide it's listed under the monologue section. Yeah. So it is kind of confusing because then further on, we remind you that your monologue should be from a play. So thank you for asking that question, because now you've helped us make an edit to the applicant guide, and I appreciate you for that. So yeah, so don't use your monologue from a musical, and I will get that taken care of and edited in the applicant guide before next year. Thank you for catching that. How long does the final round last?
Okay, so each group in the final round, there will be on average 6 students come in at a time, and we have exactly 50 minutes. So we move pretty quickly. So you come in, we introduce everybody that's in the room. We give you some helpful hints. We start with songs and monologues first. So each finalist will get up and slate and do and sing their songs and monologue. And then we do the dance movement portion of the audition, and then we do the question and answer at the end. So again, 50 minutes.
It's fun. You get time to be in your little group and have this energy and be so excited to talk about GSA and what it would mean to you in the musical theater program, and you get to share your talent and you get to see other people's art. So it's a very good time, and good luck to everybody. We do still have a few more minutes if anyone else has some questions that may have popped up while we've been chatting. While I let people think about that. Donna, what would your advice be to someone who may be on the fence about applying to GSA?
Well, if this is truly something you're interested in and passionate about, then apply. What can it hurt? You know, it's irregardless of how it turns out, it's a good learning experience. It's kind of like I look at auditions for programs, artistic programs, no different than going in for a job interview. You're certainly not going to get the job if you don't interview for it, if you don't apply. So apply. It can't hurt you. We actually are not a very scary group. In fact, usually, or in the past, we've always been told we were the fun audition.
I was
So,
gonna say I've been lucky enough to serve as the door monitor, which basically I stand outside of the audition room as each group goes in and keep us on schedule. And I'll tell you, they have fun in there. It's definitely, it's not boring to be in the musical theater audition. You definitely have the energy of the faculty, and like I said, the other people in there with you. It's almost like you get a little taste of the program, like some of those groups. So it's a really fun, jam-packed 50 minutes. And again, just to reiterate what Donna said, for me personally, I'm not originally born and raised from Kentucky. I had moved out here right before high school. So when I was applying for GSA my sophomore year going into junior year, I was still just like trying to figure out myself in general in the state and in the small county I was in, Trimble County, up towards Cincinnati on the way. But anywho, I was really nervous because I never had the opportunity to really take dance classes or voice classes. We moved around a lot because my dad was Air Force. And so I was really scared because even at my school, at my high school, nobody had gone to GSA in over 20 some years. So nobody knew anything about it to even tell me. But I was just very happy that I watched the video they had at the time and I went for it. And it literally changed my life. And it can do that for you as well. I mean, from the people that you meet at auditions to hopefully once you're in the program, they could be people that are friends, colleagues, at multiple junctions for the rest of your life and the faculty. And again, that's just your art form. And then there's so many other people in other art forms too. And there's a whole summer staff and it just apply for it. Like if you're on the fence, just do it because you don't want to wonder what if. So let's see. How would you personally go about choosing a monologue? I have no idea where to start.
okay. Well, the best thing to do is to begin to look at contemporary plays. One way to start would be to take a look perhaps at plays that have been on Broadway, straight plays, not musicals, straight plays, and take a look at some of those and see if one of those deals with a topic that really interests you, or maybe the description of the play has a character that you're going, oh, I understand that person, and then get that play and start looking through it. Monologues aren't just it is a conversation. Sometimes it's a long conversation you have with another actor on stage. Sometimes it's a long conversation you have with yourself within the play. Or sometimes we break that fourth wall and it's a conversation you actually have with the audience. Anything like that within a play can become a monologue. So that's where I would start, looking at plays that deal with a topic that you're interested in or that you highly relate to.
Yeah, and again, if you keep running into dead ends, if you maybe ask if you have a drama teacher or maybe even an English teacher, that you never know what specific part of literature that they really dive into. They may have some plays sitting around that they've had. So if you run into dead end zone, there's no one you can find at your school or church or community or anything that has any advice. You can always reach out to us here. Again, like that's what we're here for. So we're always here to help you. If we make it into GSA, will we be able to pick our roommates if friends make it in as well, or will roommates be picked for us? I'll take that one as the admin representative. So if you do end up getting in and so does a friend, awesome. And you do want to make requests, We do try to make sure that you are paired with somebody not from your county and not in your art form, because again, that's part of the experience of, learning to be a part of a bigger community and experience somebody that you may have not, had the opportunity to cross paths with, that, just have a different, path in life and different experiences to share. However, you're always able to make requests, and we do take a look at what accommodations we can and may be able to make. So if it's something that you're really, really into, you can always reach out to us. The best way with questions like that comes specifically to rooming situations and whatnot, your best bet would be to send those to the GSA info. So GSA info at KentuckyPerformingArts.org. For sophomores who don't make it, can you try again junior year? Absolutely, and you should. Please do. Because even though we've been so lucky to have that extra funding the last a few years, and we've got 2 summer sessions going on and we can take more people than ever, it's still not as many people as we wish we could accept or that we have the capacity for or that deserve to get in. There's just simply not enough spots for all of the talent that is out there, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't get in, it's just for whatever reason, it wasn't the right time. And try again, because that's what's so great about GSA is the fact that you can try again. So don't let anything stop you. Same thing if you happen to get not accepted, but you're put on the alternate list and you end up not being pulled from the alternate list to actually attend. So you're an alternate, but you never actually get to go. You can also reapply the following year. So yeah. All right. Great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the interaction. And yeah. And thank you, Donna. It's always so fun to chat with you and relive the good old musical theater days. But it looks like we are approaching, we're coming close to our end time. So if there aren't any other questions, I do want to let everybody know that there will be just a short survey that will be at the end of this webinar. We do ask that you take that for us. It's just really quick, just helps us stay on top of these and whatnot. And again, just if you need any help at all throughout this application process, we have so many resources and materials on our website. We're always here for you at the office. You can call us, you can email us. We will help you and we will get you to a place where you're so comfortable, at least 1 to 2 weeks before January 14th, right? So we'll have our applications in early and be so confident. But if we don't have any other questions tonight, I will say thank you again for joining us this evening. Thank you again, Donna. And good luck to everybody. And we'll be sending you all the positive vibes, and we can't wait to see who applies. Have a great night. And they're all saying thank you. You're welcome. Have a great night.